understand and know that we had in Indaba with the president after the skirmishes between the war veterans and the police. All we wanted at that time was to sit down and be able to discuss about the welfare of the war veterans. And as you know, finally we ended up with an Indaba, where the president came and addressed us. We were there for 3 days, which allowed us to break into thematic committees that discussed the various issues that we were concerned about, issues that we reached at the Indaba. And the two most important ones to us was that of welfare, of our welfare, and the state of the party. The heritage aspect, I think, is being covered below satisfaction, according to me, because we would have wanted to see our fallen comrades in our operational areas being recorded or putting into record national records, but it's not happening. So the Indaba issues remain outstanding, or I would want to say the issues remained stagnant. All that happened was payment of our school fees for 1 term. And the remaining terms that we had actually paid our children fees on our own, those fees remains outstanding. Nothing has been done. The war veterans say monthly income pension still remains at 200. And we are saying, I think it was high time that an increment be made in order for us to be able to afford a day's meal. So the welfare issue, for your own information, was not presented to our satisfaction. There are outstanding issues about the welfare of the war veterans that we thought at a later stage would be discussed, probably behind closed doors and not that public. This was going to achieve what we had achieved earlier on when we got the 2,000, because we had requested the government in our negotiations to pay or to be able to assist us, and that agreement is still outstanding. That was done in 1997. In 1997. Our negotiations with the government at that time required us to have been paid a lump sum, but government could not do so because there was not enough money in our treasury. We, in progression of our life, not much was done, for your own information, to rehabilitate us. The international program that is known about all wars, which is known as the DDRR, which stands for demobilization, disarmament, reintegration and reinsertion, was not done to us. That is why the Zimbabwean war veteran is the poorest compared to other war veterans in the region. It is because that program was not done. There was no rehabilitation and there was no reintegration into society. Of course, the disarmament aspect was done well, but that which concerned our welfare was not well done. And that is why today we still continue to be miserably poor. We want also the nation to know that we have remained the party's bedrock. Bedrock is just as good as that part of the house where it begins, the foundation. The constitution of the party is very clear that the war veterans are the bedrock of the party upon which the party is built. What the party is trying to say is that before I became a fighter, I was a politician. And after the war, there is no way I can stop myself or be detached from talking about issues pertaining to the social, economic and political issues of the country in which we live, because it is for the same reason that the war veterans decided to give up their lives to liberate this country. It was because of the same issues of life, the political issues, the economic issues. You just to mention that a few. That our party has done the best that they can to address those issues from that time, from time immemorial, from time of nationalism to the time of the war right up to now. But we have been visited by unwelcomed visitors of people who thought they would, by joining the party, make more money, without committing themselves to the causes of the party. War veterans have always cried foul over the question of the appointment of the National Political Commissar, whose political principles are still as wild as fruits are unknown, hence they are not delivering anything to our people. You may also want to know that war veterans are the children of the people. Let me explain. We belong to the masses. The masses donated their sons and daughters to form an army that is known as Zanla and Zipra. Hence, we are there. So, whatever affects our society today will force us to talk about it and give the revolutionary principle guidance where necessary. And this is why we've called for this conference, to ensure that we've registered our concern for the current social, political, and economic issues. Government, we want to urge government to give appropriate solution to problems that are of social nature, that are of political and economic nature. An effective minister of government should have the capacity to bring about solutions to problems of society that are aligned to his or a particular ministry. And if we discover that the problems persist as what we are witnessing in society today, then that minister is not capable. Hence, we feel him be excused. And I want to echo the sentiments raised by Chipanga at the Million Men March, that we ministers are being urged to perform more in order to avoid suffering of the masses. We also want to urge government or sections of society that are registering dissatisfaction to the services of government. People do not want tailor-made solutions to social and political problems are often resisted because they won't be suiting. They will not be as suitable as solutions that are brought from the people. This revolutionary principle is derived from the principle that we are a government of the people, by the people, for the people. The people will tell you what they want, and we would want to urge those responsible of policy making formulations to hear what the people are saying about their problems, the solutions that they think they have to their problems. Once those are adhered to, once the government listens to how the people want their problems to be solved, we will forge ahead with the greater unity amongst ourselves. Society, or the society that has problems, the same society has solutions for their problems. Allow them to give solutions to their problems. We have what is known as the mass line. The mass line is a socialist principle, a socialist revolutionary principle, where society sits down to look at their problems in their locality and be able to resolve how to solve them. And their government then comes in to fund and assist them achieve their development programs, or to achieve the solutions that they will have given to government. So we still feel that that mass line is still very important. And this is what we think is not available today from those political practitioners who claim to be members of the national executive of the party or provincial executives, because they do not have this element which is very important in society, the mass line, to hear from the people, because the people know what they want. To make matters worse, the Zimbabwean society, which fought a bitter war against colonialists and declared that victory is certain, and that we will have to directly confront our problems and be able to conquer those problems. No more offer letters, no more withdrawal of offer letters for the land that belongs to war veterans. And from the time that we had the Indaba to now, to be honest with you, the withdrawal offer letters is increased by more than 65%. So war veterans are back again without land that they fought for. How then, without land, without sound pension income, without anything, how then would the war veterans' welfare be better than what he was when he was in Mozambique and Zambia, where we could only bath when an opportunity would have risen. Our welfare remains a thorn in the flesh. The same greedy stewards of the economy who have creamed off all the funds to offshore accounts. These self-seeking pretenders will not relent until the country is on its knees. We call upon all Zimbabweans to exercise extreme restraint in the face of all challenges that we are facing. The wheels of justice, guided by the corruption which was authored by the majority of the people, will suffice, albeit to account for all the evils that are now consuming in our beloved country. War veterans condemn all acts of corruption and lack of foresight on those that are tasked to oversee proper corporate governance in both public and private sector. The land issue has become a new driver of the appetites of the corrupt and the greedy, deceptive officials entrusted into positions of authority. Having destroyed the entire local formal sector of industry through their corrupt activities, they have now trained their sight on our land, which they are selling to unassuming citizens who don't have the capacity to build a decent habitat for themselves. After lining their pockets with money from poor citizens, they facilitate their evictions and the demolition of their structures in the guise that the structures were built without following local government processes. The destruction and evictions will destroy any evidence of their atrocities. However, the wheels of justice, we plead with government, must. Justice must be found. However, the wheels of justice will catch up with them at some point. They are authoring their own demise and digging their own graves. They chased all investors away by soliciting for bribes from them on any meaningful investment. They wanted a slice from all who invested. We now call upon the highest office in the land to author the removal of the red tape aimed at investors. You are aware, cut. My cuts kana investor can go here. Somebody else who is in the pipeline another cut. And there's Zazara everywhere. Because this is what is happening in the nation. I thought I think I must have missed that point. Veterans and ordinary people had or is being withdrawn, offer letters is being withdrawn in order to pave way for the young people's offer of stands by Kasukueri. The National Political Commissar, who is the Minister of Local Government, is taking all that land around Harare, Bulawayo and Mutare to give to purportedly young people when their parents do not have houses, but he wants to give to young people. And for your own information, they have to pay some $5 to UDCOP. UDCOP is a company that has been created, and when that money gets to UDCOP, it is being, the funds are being banked to international something bank. Thereafter, youth will be required to pay $50 a month. When unemployment is this high, will these young people be able to maintain the $50 payment per month? How long it is going to take before they get their stance, it is still unknown. Here is another land baron exercise that is being given birth. Because Mangwana, you will see, we will be talking about corruption, and we are looking at corruption as it is being given birth. It's better that we needed to stop that if we could. Why is the minister responsible of local government and local authorities decided to snatch from local authorities the responsibility to distribute or to deliver houses to ordinary people, ignore the housing lists, and decide to give land and to give stands to the young people still unmarried, when the unmarried people are still there and they do not have houses, are still at the waiting list? The minister responsible for local government. I think there is something wrong. What we are aware of is that they are making money in order to continue financing their political advances that we believe are not revolutionary positive.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.